Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. In our series on off-season options, we're going to transition over to body comp. So, Adam, you were explaining very, very well that where somebody leaves off in the off or the pre-contest, the end of their pre-contest transitioning into off-season, kind of dictates along with their long-term goals where we're going to go next. Are we going to do a 2-year off-season, 3 years, 15 years? Not really. That's my joke that I'm in right now, but I'm getting bigger and stronger. So you never know. There could be a comeback, Adam, you and me in the Masters. But I do like what you said in regard to, sometimes somebody could use a short off season and jump right back in if they just weren't quite ready. I had a client I talked to about that, and it's exactly like you said, came up pretty short. And here we are at the end of this year, could jump right in at the beginning of next year. And this gives you the advantage now of not having to lose very much at all. You can have that great metabolic building phase. You don't have to climb as deep into a calorie deficit. So even though it may seem contradictory to taking that longer off season, some people may just not have tapped the depths of what their recovery needs might be. And it could be a chance to really improve their body composition more than ever. So I'm curious, when you look at somebody from the beginning of a stint with you to if you feel like they're going to work with you for long term, are you making different goals per their body comp? Or do you see kind of a long-term progression of what you think they can get to, even if it's not all in the first shot?
Yeah, so you really do want to plan ahead and realistically let people know where you think they can be. Are you going to be, top of a regional class in 2 years, or are you going to be top of a national class in 2 years? Kind of let them know what your vision is essentially. And some people, I actually like saying that because specifically some of my clients will say, what's your vision for me? And I do like that question actually, because that's a good time to just be honest in what you expect of people. I have a really good story that's in good context here. I had a client who was struggling with binging towards the end of her prep. It seemed like the last 4 weeks, she really pulled everything together. So the closer her show was, the better her adherence got. So I did 2 4-week show spans with her where she dieted down. And then I tacked on 2 more shows that were 4 weeks apart from each other. And she's like, why do you want me to do these shows? And I said, well, I think you'll be more competitive. And honestly, my plan was to reverse diet her with those last 2 8-week shows. She was down about 6 pounds with her reverse diet. And I finally told her, I'm like, do you want to know why I had you do all those shows? I said, I knew you would stay on point if you had a show in the future. And I was afraid to reverse you without a goal or a show or being able to step on stage. And she was like, I'm really glad you did that, because she said I was in a pretty bad spot until the shows got close. So sometimes that breaks people a little bit.
So you were increasing her food through those last 2 shows, and she still got a little bit leaner, but then she ended those 2 shows at a place where she was much easier able to control her off-season transition.
Yeah, even if she binged, the recourse wasn't going to be that bad.
So, I have a client. It's great just talking about the stepping stones for clients. I have somebody competing this weekend for the very first time. And even as late as this morning, a couple of days before the show, she said, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm ready. I don't feel like I'm lean enough. And I said, you look amazing. For your first time, you're entering a novice class. You're going to be right up there. You're going to be great. Now, in my mind, am I thinking she looks like an NPC national champion, getting ready to step on an IFBB stage? No, but she's going to be highly competitive, could win this thing. And I think all of us need those steps. And so when we're looking at how we consider body composition and scheduling the length of time for off seasons, how many shows we do, of course, we want to be our best and we always want to be competitive. But it's really nice. And I see a longer enjoyment process. I see more contentment with clients who keep reaching new levels. You get kind of anchored into the sport, anchored into your rhythm and the flow of your pre-contest to off-season transitions. If every single time you compete, those first few times, you still improve. And again, I'm not saying, purposely don't be your best right away, but just know you're going to improve just by virtue of the practice and the experience.
Yeah, even I mean, I've seen people come back 10 years later and they make great improvements. Now, there's obviously a genetic component with how people age on that, but I do think that for the most part, people do make improvements each year.
Mm-hmm. Well, in our next episode, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics for the off season, which is how to cycle body composition, some phases you may want to consider. So we'll see you guys next time in Contest Prep University.